Hey guys, hope you're doing well. It is Thanksgiving week, which is so much fun. It just is the beginning of the wrap up of the year. So if you guys are having an awesome Thanksgiving week, taking some time off, going on trips, visiting family, doing all that stuff, hope you're. So my wife and I went to the movies the other night and saw the Ford versus Ferrari movie. I think it's Ferrari versus Ford. Anyway, whatever it is. Awesome story, right? I'm a huge car guy. I love that kind of stuff. Just love old cars and racing and just anyway. My wife, we were driving home. She's like, "Stop driving like Shelby." So anyway, fun times. But I was thinking about it. This is the time of the year when all the cool movies come out. There's just a lot of fun stuff. Usually there's a Star Wars that comes out towards December. I think it comes out on December 20th this year. Excited to see that. Just a fun time of the year, right? Lots of cool things are happening. Great movies, great stuff. I've been listening to Spotify a lot. That's my go-to playlist for music. It used to be Pandora, but I just feel like Spotify is more customizable and does what you want. And I'm super, super cheap. As many of you guys might know, just try to get by as more frugally, if that's a word, more frugally, frugal, more affordable if I can. I'll do whatever I can to save a buck. How about that? And Spotify's got the free option, which is cool. You gotta you can only have 6 skips per hour, and you gotta listen to commercials, right? Which is kind of cool. Honestly, coming from a marketer, I don't mind the commercials because it helps me get better at being creative and telling stories and figuring out what people are buying and what they're interested in. Every once in a while, you'll just get a crappy commercial. And it's fine. But what I've noticed over the last probably 2 months is that the way people are advertising on Spotify and the way people are creating commercials is changing, right? For car dealers, it used to be all about just, hey, we're offering this discount and get this type of financing and this new car's coming out and it's going to get better gas mileage. It's all detail driven. And some people do buy on the numbers. When you're buying a car, you're looking for gas mileage, you're looking to save a buck here and there. You're looking for great financing options. I've been listening to all the movie commercials coming out. I've been listening to Lufthansa. I think Lufthansa has the best commercial going right now. It's usually one person's voice and there's some kind of dramatic music that's happening in the background. The one that I heard this morning while I was working out, she was talking about, I had one day and I went to Ethiopia and experiencing the people and the food and the landscape and the culture. It changed my perspective on life forever. One day, right? And they didn't bring up cheap flights. They didn't bring up first class amenities. They didn't bring up all the cool stuff that the lounge might offer at the airport. They didn't bring up, it was just the experience that this one customer had. It's almost like a testimonial, right? Think about that. People are buying based on the experience that they're having, the story that they have heard from you guys telling. So as you put out your marketing and as you create content, just like I'm doing now, I'm telling a story. Tell more stories. Get people emotionally involved. People buy when they feel the emotion. Hey guys, hopefully you guys are getting ready for your Thanksgiving. You got your family in town, you're going somewhere, you're being safe, you're getting ready for that big turkey dinner. Obviously, this is the time of the year to be grateful for everything that you have and just remember all the many blessings that you've been given. I've been thinking about my life and just, again, kind of pontificating about the last couple weeks and what I've been working on and what I've been doing. For me, typically in the past, this week has been all about just take time off, sleeping as much as I can, eat as much junk food as I can, hang out, watch TV, movies, all that kind of stuff. More recently, I think maybe because I'm turning 40, but more recently I've started to really appreciate the routines and habits and patterns in my life. I set up a plan at the beginning of the year to follow a schedule, and I told you guys a few weeks ago that I've made some alterations to that weekly plan on what I do, but there's some things on my list that are just not compromisable, things that I have to do. I'm still gonna kind of watch what I eat. I'm still gonna get up and work out. I'm still gonna read. I'm still gonna make this video for you every single day to keep you coming along and motivate you and encourage you and push you. And I'm still gonna, if I didn't say read, I'm gonna read today. I've meditated today. I've spent time with my family today. I'm doing my thing. And I would cause you to look at your own life and see the routines and the habits that you have in your life. And anyway, maybe that's how it is for you too. But curious to hear what your guys' morning routines are. What do you do every morning? Do you just get up, grab your coffee, go to work? Do you eat breakfast? Do you hang out with your kids? Do you study? Do you read? Do you pray? What do you do? What's your morning routine look like? I'd be curious to hear. Always looking for new things to add to mine. I know I don't think it was a 4-hour work week. What was it? There's a book, I'm blanking on it right now, where he talks about like the perfect morning routine. And I think that's what started it all. I probably read that book 4 years ago, maybe. And it's just like revolutionized what my day is. And I appreciate it. So anyway, it's cool. I would do that. I also have an afternoon routine and a nighttime routine. So there's a big mix of stuff that I do throughout the day. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thanksgiving Eve. We have an awesome tradition. This is my wrap up here. We have an awesome Thanksgiving tradition where the night before Thanksgiving, which is today, which we just started last year, so I'm excited for round 2. But we go to the grocery store and all my kids just get to pick out whatever they want. They can pick out whatever they want, and that's dinner. It could be a box of cereal. It could be chicken. It could be a pie. It could be oatmeal. It could be anything that they want out of the whole store, and they have a budget. I think it's like $6 or something like that. But they can pick whatever they want, and they get a drink, and that's what we have. So everybody gets whatever they want for dinner. Anyway, one of the fun things that we do, actually the last 2 years now, which has been really cool, is our church puts on this thing where they host an event where they feed the hungry. So it's not the homeless, but the hungry. And we end up coming together as a whole bunch of people and packaging a whole bunch of meals to feed a bunch of people. And it's a really cool thing to do right after Thanksgiving. So it's like 3 hours long, and all the people that come together, they prepare about 10,000 meals per hour. So it's 30,000 meals, and it's mostly like rice and some like protein stuff and some other flavorings and things like that. And anyway, really cool experience. There's usually like probably 50 or 60 people that come every hour. Like they break it up from like 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and then 11 to noon. So we went down there at 10 o'clock today, my 2 daughters and I, and volunteered for like an hour and made like 10,000 meals. It was crazy. So it's neat to see like the whole process. Like they line everybody up beforehand. They talk about the event and like why you're doing it and benefit that it brings to people. Right now, they said at least that there's 850 million people that go hungry every single day. Like they don't get enough nourishment in their life, which is sad to think that we're still in, almost 2020 in that type of an environment where people just in the world don't get fed. I think we take it for granted, and I'm obviously super blessed to have, a roof over my head this time of the year and food to eat and all that great stuff. So anyway, cool experience. So you get there and they talk to you about it, and they talk to you about like where all the food is and the process of doing it, right? So there's different stations. There's like a packaging station. There's a like where you put all the food in a bag, and then there's a weighing station so you can weigh the food and make sure that you have the right amount in there. And then there's a sealing station where they seal the bag up with like one of those heat shrink kind of things. And then there's a station where you put it in a box, and then they package all the boxes up and put it on a pallet. So anyway, the goal again was to prepare about 30,000 meals. Anyway, pretty cool experience. So everybody just kind of goes wherever they go, and they get to do whatever they do. And we ended up, my daughters and I, with 2 other people, we were on the rice packing section. So there's rice, there's like this like dried tomato and onion thing and some other seasoning, and then you put in like a scoop of protein, which is like soy, kind of like a grain, and then you put it all in the bag, and then a runner comes by and he grabs it and he brings it over to the weighing station. So there's a whole bunch of moving parts. There's like 6 people on our like little group, and then on the weighing station there's like 2 or 3 people, and then on the sealing station there's like 2 or 3 people, and then on the boxing station there's like another 2 or 3 people. But there's like 10 different stations of all these going together at the same time, like 10 different groups packaging rice, 10 different groups weighing it out, 10 different groups putting in the boxes. So it's just this big orchestrated thing. It's awesome to see it all done. By the time like the hour goes by, like you really weren't working that much. Like they take 20 minutes to explain it, and they take about 20 minutes to package it all up, and then another 20 minutes to kind of clean up your section. So really you're only working for like 20 minutes, but you get done a ton of stuff. Like I was thinking about it beforehand. Like I knew how many meals we were trying to prepare today, but I didn't realize what we're actually going to get done. I think that's the thing I want you guys to think about in your business this week is like, what are you guys doing in your business on a production scale? So there's probably like these one-off jobs that you do that you start from the beginning and you carry it all the way to the end, and you do it, and it takes forever to do because you're trying to figure it out, and you're probably not that great at it. And like by the time you get started, you're done, and now you got to do something else and something else and something else. Versus if you had a system for it. One of the things I think of for production in our business, at least, is every single Monday and Friday we produce like a 20-minute show, right? So it's 20 minutes. It's usually a Q&A show or like a live show, kind of like this, but with our green screen and everything, where we talk about business growth. From there, the next person downloads that video, they edit the video, they chop off the ends in the beginning, and then they put an intro to it, an outro to it, and then they upload it to YouTube, and then that gets uploaded to social media, and parts of it get chopped up to put onto Instagram, and there's trailers made out of it, there's a blog written from it, there's emails that go out from it, all sorts of different pieces. But if I was the one who created the show, edited it, added the intro, added the outro, took the audio out of it and made the blog, uploaded it into YouTube, uploaded it into Instagram, uploaded it into email, it would take me like a month just to do one show. But because everybody on our team is amazing at what they do and they have the system down, and it's just process, right? It's like building a car on the assembly line. It just happens all the way through. You get better and better and better at it. So think about the processes and the things that you do in your business that happen every single day, right? Maybe it's a transaction. Like every time you take a listing, there's a certain step that happens every single listing that you take that happens all the way through, right? You take the listing paperwork, you go put a sign in the front yard, right? You start showing the house, you start negotiating with offers. All that stuff happens every single transaction. Do you have a process for all of those? So when you say go, we got another listing, your team just goes boom, 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 all the way through? Or do you have to stumble through and kind of figure it out, and you're a little awkward, and maybe you miss some steps and you have to come back, and maybe you have the seller sign something that you forgot? That happens. I remember when I was brand new, you forget things from time to time. But as much as you can, try to make a process for your business all the way through, right? Just think about everything that you do on a regular basis, like selling and buying houses for your clients. Those are probably the two biggest things that happen over and over and over. Try to create a process, write down every single step that happens all the way through. And then when you got it, you got it. And then when you get a new listing, you just pull up the sheet and you're like, hey, just go down the list, 1 through 17 or whatever it is. Just follow the plan, check off all the boxes. Nothing gets left behind, right? If we would have made one of these meals and we forgot like the rice, the whole meal would have been a disaster and you would have missed everything. So there's my advice for you guys this week. No, it has nothing to do with Thanksgiving. Kind of a weird story, but kind of interesting. If you haven't seen the Ford versus Ferrari movie, really, really cool movie if you like cars. A lot of fun to see how that went down back in the 60s. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Your Thanksgiving week is almost wrapping up. I'm just going to go back to enjoying our football game. We're watching the Ducks. Go Ducks today, guys. We're playing Oregon. But anyway, I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.